So this one is almost ready for tuning. It's going E85, so I'm gonna move it over there. Let's see. Oh my, who sits in the front like this? Serious? Another one. Oh, move that up. I have a leprechaun in here moving around cars. Gotta move this one here. This is a single turbo top mount tuned by somebody else. But it's only here for, I believe, a clutch. I think it turns on fine. Yellow. Oh, I think it has yeah, he has a different ECU. They turned off nats on this one. That's why it takes longer to turn on, and probably the wrong... Nah, not really, not the wrong ECU. Doesn't matter. Huh? I don't know why it has a check engine light, but it was only here for the clutch. Sounds pretty nice. It's not too loud. Clutch feels good. Oh yeah, I think this guy wants a second key program. I think George is gonna talk to him. This is George's customer. I think he said he wanted another key programmed or something. I'm not too sure on that. Huh? So that's what my car would look like with RPF ones. All right, let's see this one. All right, this one seems somewhat normal. How to do oil change?
There you go, grab this one.
And hit yourself in the head with it?
Go this way, okay? Make sure you go this way as much as you
I don't give a fuck how you do it, but I want that shit out by today. Tonight.
Yep.
You stripped it, huh?
I don't give a
What's up, guys? I have this 2024 Toyota Trueno, brand new, still smells brand new. This guy bought it with 0 miles. He had it custom ordered from Toyota, so whatever he wanted on it he added. Does this work? Oh, so it's completely stock, and he's gonna make a YouTube channel later on. I believe he's gonna pre-record a few videos and stuff of the progress on this car. Guys, I have this 2018. Oh, that's pretty cool. 2018 Q50. So it is a VR30. It has intakes. It has full exhaust. It is on 91 octane. It is currently tuned by somebody else. I believe they're in another state. I'm gonna just turn it off. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I don't remember what state it was. I think it's east, north, east or something. Yeah, those are pretty cool. It makes me want to go to sleep. So this guy here DM'd me, I think, was it a long time ago? I don't know if it was this one or not. Today's April 30th, as it says here. And I already posted the May stuff. And there's a lot of VRs for May. It's pretty good. So I don't know if it was this guy or someone for May that said they had, well, it wasn't the messages. They had messaged me a long time ago. At the time I didn't tune these cars, but now I do. So I think this is him. He said he just wanted to switch over with me because he always wanted to get tuned by me. So yeah, I'm not gonna do a baseline because it wouldn't be a fair comparison for the other tune, because he did add the exhaust today, so that's not a fair comparison. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load it on the dyno and get it going. Alright guys, I have this Q50 3.7 here. This one, this guy just bought the car from somebody else, and it's tuned by someone else in another state. So the new owner, he has a car I had already tuned before. I think he still has it, and now he wants me to retune this one. He just doesn't want the other person's tune at all because the car's actually not running right at all. So we're gonna go E85 on this one. So there's no baseline, so things are changing on the car, but it's a very clean car, to be honest. Alright guys, I have this 2009 G37. Man, I forgot what I was saying. 09? Yeah, I think 09 G37 sedan. I tuned this one, I believe 6 months ago, and now he's going E85. The last time it made 305 wheel or 302. I'm not sure. I'm gonna pull it up again, and let's see what this one does on E85. It is a 6-speed. Very clean, very clean. Guys, I have this 2018 Q50 VR30, of course. It's a base model slash Lux. Anyways, this is the baseline. Right now it has no tune. 298 wheel horsepower, 290 torque, which is about right on our dyno. The base models, you know, with the basic mods, and of course depending on the engine, they put down anywhere about from 290 to about 315 maybe 320 wheel horsepower with no tune, depending on the mods. And this one has intakes, the short ram intakes. They're enclosed though in the box. It has just lowers, and that's pretty much it. It's on 91, so we'll see what it does after the tune. There you go. After the tune, 387 wheel horsepower, 422 torque. Definitely gonna feel difference. What's up guys, I have this 2018 Q50. It is a sedan, it is a base model. It's very nice, very nice. Currently tuned by somebody else in the San Fernando Valley. I think they moved though further away from here. Well, you know, that way is the west, so they moved more west from San Fernando Valley. I think that's what the guy said. So this one, the car was tuned about, honestly, it's right here, still shows their date, which was 2 years ago and a few months, so it lasted a while, to be honest. So this one does have a flex fuel kit, stock injectors. It has intakes and downpipes and exhaust. So it was tuned on 91 and E30. So the engine did end up getting rod knock. So obviously it's a VR30, very common. So now I believe he switched to me because they just moved way too far from him. They might be almost 2 hours away, and well, I guess he doesn't like that the motor blew. But honestly, you know, it's a VR30 and it lasted more than 2 years. 2 years and a few months, so that's not too bad, obviously. And I don't know how the owner was driving it, so for it to last like 2 years like that, I think most likely there was probably nothing really wrong with the tune. But he's gonna come to me, and we're only going to tune it on 91. So the flex fuel sensor is still in there, but it's not going to be activated. It's only going to be on 91, so he doesn't start mixing, you know, if he pumps like more than E30, well, it's not tuned for E30. So I'm already uploading a startup file for this car here. Let me see, come on. There you go, turn it off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start tuning it. Alright guys, so I just finished that black one that made 454, and now I'm gonna tune this one right here, which is also on 91, but it has stock intakes, and I believe just lowers. So let's go ahead and do a baseline on this one here. Again, stock turbos 91, stock intakes, I believe just lowers. I'm gonna go under the car and check again. Oh, and it has a, looks like a, I don't think it's a custom exhaust now. I think it was an MRP exhaust. That's about right. 319 wheel, 309 torque. It is a base model. And then go to the tools, detect, and just hit OK, and then queef,
Query, ECU.
and then that's whoever tuned it last.
Program ECU.
Yeah, and then program, and then hit yes, and then just wait. Guys, I have this, unfortunately, 2003 G35. At least it's a 6-speed from Omar. Thank you very much for this retune. You brought me 5 cars already for a retune, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. So before it was on 91, he made me use this car just to mess around, not for racing at all. Messing around, you know, like on the track, as in like drifting and things like that. He actually goes to the track for that. He doesn't do it on the street or anything, which is very good. So now it's on E85. Guys, I have this 07 350Z. Let me see if it is 07. Oh yeah, December 2006. So it's a 07 convertible. And this one has a idle problem. Let me turn it on so you guys can see. So you guys already know it does that the whole time. So did have some vacuum leaks and some other things that George and his guys fixed, but it still does the idle problem. So he asked me if I could do my thing and try a OEM reprogram, which that should fix it. If it doesn't fix it, then there's something physically wrong with the ECU itself, and it just needs another ECU, or it has some wiring problem or a ground problem somewhere. And by ground problem, it's not that it's not connected, or it's it could be corroded. Obviously that would be a ground problem, creating too much resistance. Fix. Guys, so this one is now fixed. the OEM ECU reflash fixed the issue, so that's all it was. Aside from the vacuum leaks, it did have. Now I can afford gas. Guys, I have this 2011 G37. It is a 7-speed. This one has standard cold air intakes. I believe they're still in Gen 3s. It has full exhaust, single exit exhaust. It is on stock injector, so it's on 91. The base line was the red line, which is 291 wheel horsepower and 246 torque. After the first adjustments, we were at 297 wheel horsepower and 256 torque, which is the green line right there. So you can see a lot of mid-range gains as well.
Fucking car choke nutted on me. It's coffee later.
What's up, guys? I have this 2010 G37 Coupe 7-speed. Pretty clean. It's currently tuned by somebody else in Whittier, and this guy told me that his motor blew with the other person's tune, so he got a different motor. He just decided to come with me instead, and that's the other person right there. So that was in December of 2022. So let's see what this does. This car is a 91, has full exhaust, has a standard size cold air intakes, but they're a bit on the small side, to be honest. It's almost like having stock intakes in a way. So this one here, since it's a different motor, I'm not going to do a baseline because the comparison wouldn't be fair to the other tuner, even though they blew the other motor. So it's a completely different motor, so I'm just going to go ahead and start tuning it, and we'll see what it does. Pretty good. 91, 302 wheel horsepower, 260 torque. That's a lot of torque for 91 on our dyno. Guys, I have this 2016 GTR. It's currently tuned by somebody else here in Cali. Not too sure on all the details exactly, but this guy has some transmission codes. It's kind of a long story. So I guess he's not too happy with his tuner. Apparently they blocked his number. So he's got some transmission codes. The thing about these cars is once you have a transmission code, it could be an easy fix or extremely difficult, or you just need another transmission or valve body, you know. But anyways, he got recommended to come here, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if maybe it's tune related. I've already uploaded a tune to the ECU and the transmission, the TCM. On this one here, his car would go into limp mode when it would throw the TCM codes. And he said it was kind of a little difficult to duplicate the problem. He said you just kind of have to drive it. It may happen, it may not. So that's the harder things right there, where it's not a consistent way to duplicate the problem. So how are we gonna know that it's fixed, even if we find some things? Because sometimes you could have a problem with something and we find an issue, but it's actually not even that related. So obviously the other part has to be fixed. So, you know, after the part is changed, we have to see if the issue still happens. So in this case, what I was actually able to find out, which is a little weird, if I just turn on the car and let it idle for, I don't have an exact time, but I have a time frame, which is 5 to 10 minutes, the check engine light will turn on for the TCM, for the transmission. So I was like, okay, so I turned it off, turned it back on, and there was no TCM code. And then I just let it idle for another 5 to 10 minutes, and the light turned back on again. I turned it off, I did it again. So I did it 3 times, and anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, the light will come back on. So I put a tune again on both ECUs, the ECU for the engine and the ECU for the transmission, ECM and ECU and TCM. And so far hasn't done it, but I have not driven the car. So now the next step is to drive the car, because it does not trigger the codes on just idling for 5 to 10 minutes. It also revs better. Before it would, there'd be a slight sputter, very minor, but it's not there anymore. So I just need to test drive it and see if the issue happens again after that, because they've already changed the transmission oil on this car, and it still has the same codes. So hopefully it's just tune related and it doesn't happen again. If it happens again, well, then we'll know it has nothing to do with the tune, and it was not the oil. Maybe the transmission is actually damaged, because these transmissions are good only if you keep the car stock. After that, they're not really that good. They are and not, just depends on the condition. If you bought the car brand new, then it's all on you. You know how you maintained it and you drove it. But completely stock and it was never modified and you drove it decently, yeah. So that's the thing that sucks about these transmissions. This one here is done. After the tune down the street, I did multiple pulls and it did not go into limp mode, and I let it idle for about 10-15 minutes as well, and came back and there's no code. So I guess this one is done, and then probably have George call him. Bitch.
Damn, this is badass. Yeah, it's really good.
Guys, I have this 2006 G35 Coupe, 6-speed, so it was a rev up. I believe the engine messed up, and he purchased his own engine and he did his own swap about a year ago. Then he came to me to do the nats off, so this was about a year ago. So here he is a year later, roughly, maybe, I don't know, 8 months later, getting his car tuned. Stock injector, so it's a 91 octane, standard size cold air intake, dual exhaust, a full dual exhaust. And baseline is no good, no bueno. 207 wheel horsepower, 217 wheel torque. I went ahead and explained it to him. Well, actually, first I asked him how did he feel the car, you know, once I got the baseline done, and he said it felt really slow. And then I showed him the monitor, and well, I told him, yeah, you're right. So your feeling, you know, shows up on the graph right here. So hopefully the motor's good. If it's good, it'll gain a lot more power. If not, then that just means the motor's not good. It just looks like it needed a tune. Still not the best, but we'll go from here. Guys, so we got some pretty good gains, but not where it should be with the parts that it has. I would say it should be at minimum 250 with the parts that it has. The torque probably around 240, 242. So yeah, motor's not in the best shape, but definitely better than it was before.